Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. We are having a wonderful Monday afternoon. Giant and I have been enjoying our day. Today, we're going to be talking about Charlotte. We're going to be asking the important question, is she bait? Let's go ahead and dig in. So, first and foremost, before I say that she's bait, it is important for me to point out that she is a very good unit. She's going to be pivotal in a lot of formations potentially in the future. But what I mean when I'm calling her bait is that I think she might be coming out just to make us pull potentially before a global exclusive. We know Final Fantasy VII is coming out in the near future. We also know that we are going to be getting new bikini units probably the week after next. We know one of them is Summer Kilphe, and we know one of them is going to be Summer El Sorel. We don't know much about El Sorel. She's a bit of an enigma right now, but Summer Kilphe we do know about, and I think that is going to be important to talk about. Now, there's also some important perspectives to have as well. We have multiple unit select tickets coming up, of which Charlotte will be on, right? Charlotte is being added to the permanent pool. That means there is not necessarily a rush to get her. We're also on the 1.5 anniversary going to be getting a select ticket with 600 shards for a specified unit. So if you're willing to wait for Charlotte, she is going to be really good, and you're going to be able to get her in the future at a pretty light cost, whether you're free to play, pay to win, dolphin, minnow, etc. Now, is there a reason you would want to pull Charlotte? Now, probably if you are in a top tier guild, if you're somebody who's very competitive, you're going to want to pull Charlotte to help counter Black Rose Helena. And that would make sense. But what about the rest of the players, the people in the community who, you know, take the game a little bit easier? I think the solution for most people is going to be actually waiting. And I think that's because for many of us, pulling for Summer Kilphe will be an opportunity to, one, pull on a limited time unit, and two, pull on a unit that is going to have the same or better of an effect than Charlotte. And again, we could make the same argument for Summer El Sorel. We don't know what Summer El Sorel's kit's going to be, but we do know what Summer Kilphe's kit's going to be. So let's talk about that. And then let's also talk a little bit about light element units versus thunder element units in the future. Summer Kilphe gonna come out with some very beefy spirit, 16 spirit in her native kit, 15% magic resistance, in addition to 10% slash resistance. She will also have 10% disable resistance, 50% sleep resistance. This is all relevant because Dwayne and Black Rose Helena are extremely dominant. Now, the biggest thing with Swimsuit Kilphe that I am excited for is going to be her Secret of Amulet, which will increase attack 40% for 3 turns by allies, increase spirit 15 for 3 turns for allies, and it'll increase magic resistance 20% for 3 turns for allies. This is like the anti-Black Rose Helena buff, right? And if you consider that she's going to be popping this and buffing your units, Black Rose Helena is not necessarily going to have a huge chance to stop you. Now, she also has Mizuchi Entanglement, which is a high range, 25% chance to inflict slow for 3 turns to target attack, which is her basic attack. Black Rose Helena has 0 resistance to slow, so this will be landing on her. Now, this is pretty cool. This is pretty good. And of course, there's a lot of people out there who are like, well, you know, Charlotte is going to do very similar things. She'll probably be better against Black Rose Helena. And I absolutely agree. I think Charlotte is going to be absolutely bonkers great. I think she's going to come in and she's going to fuck Black Rose Helena over. I think people are going to be running her all the time. But there's a couple problems with Charlotte, and there's a couple problems with the lightning element in general. And if you're considering we're getting Summer Kilphe here, there's some more things you should be thinking about. And before I even get into the units specifically and what's coming in the future, the biggest problem, which we should probably talk about, is the prevalence of earth element GL specific units like GL Zazan, which is really important, right? We do see a lot of GL Zazans right now. And also we do know that King Oberon is coming in the future. So we know that earth is going to get even more powerful. You know, when we're looking at lightning, what you know is coming in the future is Cloud, Verne, and potentially a Sid EX, which we have not even heard anything about. When you are considering lightning though, if you're a player who has Frederica and 9S leveled, it might be worth it and more worth your while to invest in Charlotte. But remember, there's no natural lightning element healer. You are going to get the Guard Scorpion, VC, and Esper releasing here soon. Of course, Cloud's going to be releasing, but you're always going to be kind of running Charlotte in a mixed elemental team. Now, taking a look at Swimsuit Kilphe, on the other hand, we have a couple of things to consider. There is natural synergy between Camillo and Kilphe. Both of them are magic resistant, brawler type light element units, which means that they are going to be very powerful against Dwayne and Black Rose Helena. And for any of you who have seen how powerful my Camillo was in my kind of anti-Black Rose Helena comp that I was running for a while, you know that Camillo has the capacity to screw with dark element compositions. So adding in Swimsuit Kilphe with that magic resistance, that spirit, that high range attack, you are going to be able to run a mono light element composition with Yuna as a healer, right? You're going to get the benefit from all of those mastery abilities. You're going to get the benefit of re-raise. You're going to get the benefit of magic resistance from both Camillo and Kilphe, and Yuna is going to be difficult to kill. You're going to have a very terrifying light element composition to think about. There's also the fact that Jaden will be coming out in the near future in Global. And this is a very important thing to consider, right? Because on Lightning side, you have Cloud, you have Verne, but you know, Cloud does not make lightning. Verne absolutely does not make lightning, right? Lightning element Dragoon, great. We have 9S, right? Like, you know, Verne is not going to be the unit that's going to shape the meta for lightning. Now, Jaden, on the other hand, Jaden is gonna break shit. And I mean this with as much love as humanly possible. Jaden is gonna be amazing for light. And the fact that we're getting Swimsuit Kilphe months in advance is just going to make light even more powerful. You also have to consider that light is also going to be getting the White Dragon VC, which will be coming out. So if you're a new player and you don't have access to the Final Fantasy XIV VC, which buffs light attack, you are going to have access to the White Dragon VC. So that is also coming out in the near future. We're going to have access to Moraga's Axe, which is potentially the best in slot weapon for Kilphe until we get the Ogre Axe. The other flip side, maybe they release the Ogre Axe with Kilphe and we get a amazing axe weapon to go alongside her. So all of these things considered, looking at Charlotte, I wonder, why would I pull on Charlotte if a limited time light element unit is coming out next week that is going to counter Black Rose Helena, which is why I would pull for Charlotte, right? Or why I would need to pull for her immediately, right? If I'm like in a top tier guild. Why would I pull for her? If Kilphe is coming out next week, Kilphe is just as powerful or more powerful, is more future proof, and is going to be a beast of a unit. It's a tough sell for me. And it has nothing to do with Charlotte being, you know, not a good unit. Charlotte is an amazing unit, right? It's just has everything to do with Charlotte is permanently in the pool. You will be able to select ticket her in the future. If you're willing to wait a week, if you were going to pull anyway and pull on Summer Kilphe, you're going to be able to make this work. There is also an aspect as well that Lightning doesn't have as many good vision cards that synergize as well as Light does, which means it would be a lot easier for a Light composition to kind of be built up for a lot of people than a Lightning composition. Now, even if you're not a, like if you are just like a newer player to the game and you're like, well, I don't have light element comp, you know, I'm wondering about Charlotte, I know Cloud's coming out, I would say you might want to hold off as well. If that select ticket is coming out in the future, hold off, right? Pull for Cloud, put your Visior into Cloud, right? You're probably playing to get Cloud anyway. Everybody wants fucking Cloud, right? So, you know, it's just one of those situations where Charlotte's an amazing unit. But in JP, they didn't have Summer Kilphe coming out the week after Charlotte released. And I really do think that Summer Kilphe is going to kind of show up in Global and destroy everything. Now, I could be wrong because Summer Elsorel could suddenly be Dark Element and just fuck, you know, Global Kilphe out of the water. But I think for the most part, most players will probably want to skip the Charlotte banner if you are not a whale. I'll probably pull a little bit on it depending on what the banner looks like, but again, I am looking at mostly skipping. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you do want to support me, make sure you use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins, and have a great rest of your day.